Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Africans Talking Sports. We are back for another weekend of goodies, review of the last weekend results, Champions League results as well. And then we look forward to this weekend. It's week 10 now already in the Premier League. We're going to week 10. Actually, the game started already today and we had a cracker. But Ty, what's up, guys?
Yeah, man, we here today. Wearing my black in honor of the late Diego Maradona. That's why I didn't wear blue or anything. I had to honor the legend. We lost a good one, man, a big one. Even though it was he was a walking legend. Even though he had all the other things going on, but we remember him for what he brought to the game, what he did with the game, the great memories. For sports fans that's not familiar with him and you want to catch up, there are documentaries out there. I think HBO came out with one last year. The
Oh
Diego
yeah,
Maradona one when he
yeah.
when he left Barcelona and went to Napoli and led him to a title. That's a good one. I actually kept that on my DVR for a while because that's to say everybody like loves Diego. So may his soul rest in peace. I had this beautiful funeral. Went to the presidential palace and then went to his parents. They laid him to rest in his parents' home. But for fans of the game, everybody know what that guy brought to the game. Like everybody who watched him. As I said, I watched him at the end of his career, 1994. That's when I actually paid attention to him. We all seen the highlights and all that good stuff, but when I actually watched him in the Nigeria game in that World Cup, that's when I was like, okay, this guy is something else. Even coming from his suspensions and stuff. But yeah, rest in peace, Diego.
Al, what?
Yeah, I mean, like Todd said, man, RIP to the legend. 60 years old, kind of young.
Very.
You know, most of his playing days, people that also were younger, you know. I remember seeing the posters from the Hand of God poster. That's when I really started hearing the name Maradona, actually. I think I had a DVD set. I think it's a 5 or 6 DVD set on the history of football.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I remember seeing
Yes,
that in your house.
yeah. So that DVD set had like there was a particular disc there on Maradona, Pele, and what's the guy name? The Brazilian player who used to like drinking too much, who probably was
I think
better.
that's Garincha or something like
Garancho,
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
he probably was better than both of them, but because he loved drinking and women so much that his career just kind of went
Well,
downhill.
a lot of them do. That's what messed up Ronaldinho's career. So
Hey, it was not the women.
It was not a women.
It was probably the drinking part.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah. But that's so the name Maradona and the name Pele, that's like a staple name, for us, young soccer fans growing up. So rest in peace to the legend.
Yeah, let me say a few words. Yeah, I think Diego Maradona was the first football star I knew growing up. I barely didn't know him. I really didn't watch him on TV. But when we were playing in the backyard, on the streets in Morovia, everything was like, you say you want to be Diego Maradona. So it was the first superstar we knew in football. He's among the probably top 4, top 5 players of all time. Um, Very divisive figure. There's no way to talk about Diego Maradona without bringing out his troubles off and on the pitch, or off the pitch, the drug use, he took some in the 1994 World Cup. He took some banned substances and they threw him out after the Nigeria game because even at that age, I mean, he was doing some crazy
he
things.
was great in that game.
Yeah, I actually saw Diego Maradona at the 2010 World Cup. I was way high up in the bleachers, so I didn't see him well. But the only thing I can remember how short he was. I was like, man, this guy is really small.
He's
So
5'5".
yeah, to somebody that small to do what he did and the kind of impact he had on the game. I mean, for as long as football goes on, there will never be when they reference the greatest footballers in history. I think he'll always be in that top two, top three with Pele, uh, Messi, CR7, Zidane there. But so big ups to one of the greatest ever, Diego. Now we're gonna get back to brass task and review last weekend's set of games. Let's start with one of the big games of the weekend. Leicester City went to Liverpool. That was what happened in that game.
Man, let's let's just say they got lucky. They didn't take like 8 or 9. I mean, if it wasn't for Kasper Schmeichel, he made some like marvelous saves. Cause Liverpool just kept like flooding them with attacks. How, wait, first of all, how did Salah like bypass his way through the COVID protocols and end up playing? The dude just positive for COVID, or he was supposed to quarantine, and then next thing you know, oh yeah, Salah's fine to play the game. I was like, okay, that's a little fishy, but it's okay. But Liverpool took it to them. The first goal that it scored was an own goal. I mean, it was an own goal from Leicester's point of view.
Yeah, I saw
It
that.
was a nice own goal. It was a
Johnny
nice
Evans,
own goal.
yeah,
Yeah,
that
Johnny Evans like
was
had a decent header right past his goalie, and then second goal too was a beautiful goal. I don't know how Jurgen Klopp gonna do it, but he can't keep Diego Jota off the field for too long.
Yeah, I agree.
The dude is performing. Every game he plays, he scores. Like
yeah.
almost every game. That dude had a great run, like cut through, and Robertson found him, like caught the ball. Even the way he did the header, he just glanced it. He didn't even like try to power through it. He just glanced it, went right past the goalie. A beautiful run, and then they just kept peppering Leicester goal like all day. Leicester had like 1 or 2 chances. Barnes missed a. It wasn't a sitter. It was a half chance. He missed that, and Liverpool just kept coming back, hitting the post. The defender like made a mistake on one play, and Mane was cleared through on goal. It was just he and Kasper Schmeichel. He tried to wrap it. He tried to wrap it in the last corner, and Kasper like tapped it up. Defender came, cleared it over. Another play again, they hit the post. They hit the post like twice, and then they just kept like missing them. I mean, I was like, how are more goals not going in? And I was surprised. Liverpool played quite well, but the league is a week to week league. One week you see somebody playing like great, and then the next week you'll be like, okay, they're ready to do something, and then it'd be a total different performance. And even that's how the goals were a lot in that game when Robert Firmino scoring. Robert Firmino does not score. He
Oh
does
yeah.
everything. He does everything else great for the team, but he does not score at all.
He had a
So
brilliant header.
yeah, he scored a beautiful goal.
He
And
should
then
have had another goal in
he,
a. Yeah, I think
yes, that's what I'm talking
yeah.
about. They had
Yeah.
they had a lot of chances. I mean, they were Casper would like smack the ball back. And then they'll be wide open on goal. It'll hit another defender. It'll hit the goal. It'll go outside. I was like, I don't know if they're playing that game in Africa. They will say,
Oh
say
yeah.
the people had the people the people went to the medicine man, but it was still 3-0 though. But it was a good game. It was a good game from a Liverpool's point of view. I was surprised Leicester really didn't put up more of a fight. They got ran over though. They got ran over. But that was that game in a nutshell.
Yeah. Ali, anything you want to say about the Liverpool game?
I mean, like I think Ty explained a lot. It was a good game. I just wish they had kept some of that energy and attack level for the midweek game, but we're gonna go into that later.
All right, let me look at our schedule over here. If you see me looking down, I'm looking at the schedule. The next game we want to review it's Leeds United at home uh, to the Gunners. Your
Man, why,
team.
why? Okay, you know what? It's a good thing you brought down early because I don't know if I should even talk about the game itself because it
I mean,
just
you can give us any kind of review you want to give. I mean, just do it quickly. I
it's
got.
just it's just one of those games that you're facing a team that just got promoted and that team have one of your youth player playing as a fullback on that team and you can't even beat them and the team actually overran you. I can just because they overran us. I mean, let's just be honest here. It's no sugarcoating, about what happened on the day. They overran us. So, but let's go into the game itself. The game, we Arteta lineup with a 4-3-3 formation. We have Aubameyang playing central, as everybody been calling for. We have Pepe starting, as people been saying, because even though he's kind of wasteful, but at least he tried to create something, or at least he's one of the I guess only person on that team that actually try to attack or at least cause some kind of problem, even if he loses the ball. Um, Again, the whole thing about again, Tyler, you were saying we didn't know how what's his name Salah got on the field and bypassed the whole COVID protocol, and Mo Elneny couldn't play, and he and Mo Elneny flew on the same plane from the EJ camp because they both were in
At the same wedding. They went to a wedding.
Exactly.
They went to Mo Salah brother wedding.
See?
Exactly.
That's how they got COVID.
Yeah, and they both flew on the same plane back to England, and for some reason, he didn't. Mo Elneny didn't get to play, and Salah get to play. But oh well.
Hey, man, I guess the people were
no,
scared
maybe
of
they they have to retest them and they have to test them, right? Maybe it wasn't in Salah's system and it was in any system.
Hey,
but don't you have
fast?
But don't you have a certain amount of days, even regardless?
No, if you do if you do 2 tests and you negative for both tests, you can play. It doesn't matter. If you
was it negative for both tests though?
I have no idea.
The first one was positive.
The
first one was positive.
No, I'm just telling you what the protocol is. I don't know what happened exactly in Salah's case.
So yeah, but but anyway, Shaka came in for in place of Elneny again. There was no Thomas Partey, obviously from the last game, the injury. But it was not working. Sabelos was supposed to play that role, of moving the ball forward, but he was passing the ball to people. I guess some teammate warming up on the bench or whatever he was doing out there. I have no idea, but it just wasn't working. Up play in the middle, but he wasn't getting nothing.
Service.
Yeah, no service, nothing. It was just stagnated, and there was nothing he could do. It's almost like the same routine. You have to drop back to pick up the ball, and then by the time you try to come back, the other team already regroup, and so it was just a lost cost. Let me just go straight into the whole Pepe hair button incident, which is, I guess, for me, a lot of people use that to kind of pepper over the real issues. People acted as if, we already played a whole half of football and nothing was happening.
15 minutes actually.
Yeah, exactly. And nothing was happening. And all of a sudden, a one hair butt or even rub head against another guy here in the red card. And then, this guy, he let the team down. Oh, yeah, what he did was wrong. But he's like my man in back home can say, he's like, he's a young guy. So that's some of the crazy things.
I don't think I got to do a young person. I just think sometime in the game you just get hot headed. Zidane wasn't young when he did that.
Yeah,
but the guy provoked him though.
he must have said something to him, for him, or something to him for him to react that way. And it was not violent, but it's still a red card because you don't approach off the ball. You don't walk to another player. And
tell your boy over there.
I'm about to respond. Let him finish.
He kept arguing about that and saying, they ruined the game. They ruined the game.
Yeah, but I know it was a red. I'm not going to, as a fan, as an Arsenal fan, I'm not going to sit here and kind of argue on that. It was a red. You don't do that at any point in the game. But I'm not going to put the result on him like a lot of people started to do, because it seems as if people shifting away Arteta, which I'm gonna say cluelessness, because I don't think he knows what to do with those players. That's just what it is for me. I haven't seen anything so far of him being able to actually make use of the players that he currently have. I guess we're still waiting for the number 10. And what are we going to buy the number 10 in January or in the summer? Who knows? I guess if we don't ever get a number 10, that means we're never going to play no good attacking football. And we're always going to play that kind of a cautious, being careful type of football against everybody. And where do we go with that? I have no idea. But, I don't think everybody should put the result of what happened on Pepe. It is what it is. The team sucks at this moment in time. The team, nobody is playing well. Everybody was just, it's almost like I said in the front, it's like, I'm not going to sugarcoat this thing anymore. It's like an extra.
No, express yourself. You're wrong, but express yourself.
Oh, look at that. But anyway, it's almost like everybody on there was on some sort of extracurricular activities. I heard some people talking about, we didn't play well. Nobody played well. Nobody was doing nothing. The only person I was doing something on there for me was Pepe.
Yeah, that's
Pepe
true.
was the only person trying to do something. And, everybody said that I'm going to swivel on the side a little bit here, If you watch what happened, all that condemnation everybody put on Pepe today, and I didn't like what Arteta did by coming out in public talking about he let you can say something, but you can go in the back in the
What
dressing
did
room.
he say? What did he say?
No, he said,
He said he let the team
he
down.
let the team down, he let everybody down, and stuff like that.
I think he was just talking about the incident, like being disciplined on the field. I don't.
Yeah, but sometimes when you see, the thing is, Arteta has to understand, if he's depending on the older players on that team, I'm sorry, he's not going to go nowhere with them. It's just because a lot of coaches have some of those players and they have done nothing. He has to learn that he needs a young player like Pepe, and if he's going to get the best out of Pepe, he has to motivate Pepe. He has to learn to use the best situations to get him motivated. If you look at a game yesterday, in the Europa League, who was the man? Pepe. The one under Nicolas Pepe was the one who drove that team all game long yesterday.
Who you play? I didn't know he's making Pepe.
No, it's Moldy or whatever.
Moldy.
Okay, so the upper net like detected a result. You got hyping Pepe name
I'm
up like
not
that.
talking about the result per se. I'm talking about his drive, which is what you see in other games. He might be wasteful. He might lose the ball here and there, but he keep pushing.
Here and there.
Yeah.
Loses the ball a lot.
Yeah, but he keep pushing. He keep trying
It
stuff.
seems like there's a lot more there than here.
Yeah, I mean, but
Look,
he keep.
I understand what you're saying. I
to a
certain extent, I agree with you. My assessment again, I'll make it pretty quick. My assessment of the game is this: yes, we didn't play well in the first half at all to deserve. As a matter of fact, Leeds United outplay us, and it's not unique to this game. It's been going on pretty consistently for the last few weeks. There hasn't been any Premier League game we've played where we've dominated and won, except the big games, United, Liverpool, and the other game. Maybe not so much Liverpool. And United game we play okay, and but I don't think it comes down to the individual players like I've been saying. You have to get Pepe, not Pepe, but
Arteta.
yeah, you have to give Mikel some time. To when he first came to Arsenal, we were bleeding. We were not defending well at all. He brought this defensive stability, and it seems like he doesn't want to let it go at the risk of playing attacking football and the whole thing crumbles. Without dwelling too long on Arsenal, you have to give him time to fix it. Nothing that is good is built overnight. And when he came in, we saw what was wrong. I can see this small improvement. He obviously has a problem on playing attacking football and playing teams, creatively. And it's kind of like you have a manager that micromanages. He wants to be on the sideline and telling every player what to do, when to pass.
Where to pass the ball, where to pass the ball, where to push it. I see him doing that a lot, though.
You see him doing that. It's a new manager. When you get into management, not just in football, but in the workplace, you have to let people be free and express themselves. You can tell he's holding the team back. And for the Leeds game, he tried to release that a little bit. He brought that picking in, Joe Willock in. He brought Pepe in. And I must say, I'm one of the biggest critics of Pepe. When they signed him, I was in for him. I didn't want him to come. I didn't think he was ready for the Premier League. But over the last 3-4 weeks, he's one of the few players that's been improving. I can see the improvement. And what you're saying, that is true. He loses the ball a lot, but last 3-4 games, I have seen some sparks that I saw when he was playing in France. So I'm giving the man some time to come. It's not going to be overnight. We will lose more games. That's just the fact of the matter.
I hope we just don't get ready to get it while we're losing all those games. But I have a question on that. On that, maybe you football experts can say this. You mentioned something about his fixing of the defense, right? And I'm because I've been thinking about this all day, and I'm like, because I thought about that whole defensive thing, because I see here he brought stability to the defense and this and that.
Yeah.
So is it the personnel, like
no?
People, or because I'm thinking, hold on one second, because this is what I'm thinking. Because if you fix your defense, right? Maybe I'm wrong here, but it's almost like we talk about this defense, but the midfield is not part of that defense. How does that work?
Well, it has to be part of the defense. There's only one game this whole season Saint Mikel took over that we've been overrun. Only one game that I'm aware of, and that was the Aston Villa game. That for me was a fluke. In the Leeds game, first half, when he he went to 4-3-3. Those beginning had some chances, but in every game you're gonna have people gonna have good teams will have chances against you. Lee's been playing together for a long time, but he brought structure, and the whole team was defending with structure, and everybody had a part to play. It's not a fluke that when he came in, we won all those games. The results improved. When he went to 3 at the back towards the tail end of last season, and the kind of the preseason and FA Cup games, the team did improve. Before the Aston Villa game, we considered the least goal in the league. It was 7 goals before that game. So when that game came, we considered a whole bunch. Yeah, I mean, last game we if that it had been 11 versus 11 second half, I think we would have created 1 or 2 chances, not based on any special style he's done, but just based on quality. And that game could have ended 1-0. It's not good enough. There's nothing he's doing right now that's good enough with the smaller team and the mid-table teams. But you got to give the man time. Why did Arsenal appoint him?
Well, I guess to bring stability to the team, I guess. But
it's a long-term project.
Yeah, it is.
Because they know he's an inexperienced manager, right?
Yeah. I mean, that's his first big job. But at the same time,
that's his first job.
Well, that at the same time, you're not gonna get the team relegated playing that way. I mean, I'm not gonna give that.
I think you're exaggerating, my man.
Well, no, I mean
we in risk of being relegated.
When I start talking about this relegation thing, where were we? And look where we are now.
We're in 12th place or something like that. How are you talking about?
Where were we? Yeah. You have to remember you haven't gone midway yet, and you in the bottom half of the table. So
don't worry about relegation thing.
But okay.
The coach will get it together. Keep
right.
Well, keep feeding the process. But what's your opinion? What's your opinion on that? No,
I ain't got no opinion. Let's move on. We've been staying too long on this damn game.
He's not convincing me at all. Big up the Karen Tierney there for standing up for Pepe at the end while everybody was being a punk about it.
Let me go to Fulham versus Everton, which for me was one of the best games of the weekend. Fulham, I don't know what's wrong with them. They're probably one of the worst teams I've seen in the Premier League since it started. In 2007, 2008, Sunderland came up and they were pretty awful too, but this Fulham team is so bad. I don't understand how this team is so bad, but Scott Parker is not starting Loftus-Cheek. It doesn't.
Thank you. Don't even get me started on that one.
It doesn't make sense to me.
We need to take our player from him. Foolish man.
So as soon as Loftus-Cheek came in, the game changed. But before I even get to that, in the first 40 seconds of the game, they're trying to play from the back. He gave the ball away. I don't know who the right back was, but he was horrible. Gave the ball away in the first 40 seconds. The cross, bam, goal. And that goal that Calvin Lewin scored, it really wasn't. It was the kind of the ball hit him and went in. I think that's the second time it's happened to him now this season. But he was in a good position. The man did his thing. But all the goals against him, 3 goals, all came from that right. And you can tell the difference in quality when, Richarlison is back in the team. Iwobi wasn't starting, but this game he started. He was taking on players. He beat like 2-3 players, gave it to James Rodriguez. He switched on the right, put it back in, another goal for Calvin Lewin. I mean, they kind of Everton let their guards down a little bit, and in the second half, slowly Fulham came back into the game. They actually started making some decent passes, but I don't know. You gotta trust Steve's quality, and he got some other guy in there. And once Loftus-Cheek came on,
the whole game changed.
Yeah, he won a penalty, which the other man do going to take. I don't know. I know he's a slave, but come on, man. They seem that every week they do something to shoot themselves in the foot. Wasted way over the bar. But yeah, that's all I can say from that game. Fulham is not up to par. Scott Parker needs to do something.
He needs to play Loftus-Cheek because every time he bring the dude in, the game changes. I'm not just saying it because he's my player, but you can't be having people that's underperforming and then you got this guy on the bench. The reason you fought to sign him was because you wanted him to provide something to your team. But hey,
well, Loftus-Cheek was in the England team last year.
Yeah, but he got hurt now. He got hurt.
But still, I mean, 18 months ago, you were in the England team. You got him on the bench. You playing a bunch of that whole team is horrible. Horrible players they got.
if you have a team that underperforming, you have to utilize everybody and see who will work, and then whoever works, you stick them in there.
Oh, he got quality. That's, I mean, if you go for
So
somebody for loan, you must know the man got quality and give him a chance. But they're pretty horrible. Um, Ty, you will be looking at our next game. Your boys, the Blue Boys. My goodness, the running riots. What's going on? Chelsea, Newcastle.
Everybody that was being like rude in the past couple of seasons, they got to start paying back, man. They got to start paying. We started with Sheffield first, because Sheffield took it to us last season, both games back and forth. So we started with them, beat them like convincingly. Newcastle, I was a little worried. I was like, man, we don't have Thiago, so it'll be kind of difficult. But I was watching the game. I was like, Newcastle is not even putting up I don't know if they weren't putting up a fight, or just because we were like, passing them out of the game. But we're wasteful with chances. Like Timo had a chance. He had it was a half chance where he hit the ball well. He didn't hit it hard enough. But the goalie, parried it outside, like for a corner. And then Ziyech had another good in-swinger. Tammy had it on goal. Goalie made a brilliant save. Now Timo had a one-on-one. I mean, the goal was like this wide open. He tried to place it. I don't think he connected it well. He missed that. That was another sitter he missed. But he came back in there. He came back at the end of the game and made up for that. When he went and like did that beautiful run, took the ball from midfield, blew past 3 people. Nobody could catch up with him, and just played the ball for Tammy to like end the game, wrapped it around the goalie, and then the game. First goal was an own goal from Newcastle side. It was like one of those scrappy. It was from the corner. It was like a free kick, and they pushed to the corner. Mason Mount played the ball in, and the defender was like stumbling over his feet, hitting the goal, and then they started like begging for a foul, but they weren't going to give you that. So we beat them convincingly. I wanted more goals because Newcastle, I just got this disdain for them, where I just wanted to beat them as bad as we can beat them anytime we can. So, but hey, we won the game. I got one more team of eye on my list of revenge, and then we'll be good. West Ham, we gotta give them what they got coming, and then I'll be good, and I'll be like, yeah, you know what?
Yeah, I was lurking early morning waiting for something to happen.
I saw you getting hyped. Oh yeah, this is that.
The man transfer working. He hyped, talking about to pay all the debt for the past season.
Oh yeah, man. These teams, I'm telling you, these teams being beating us like that, we need to pay debts. We got a big game though coming up, but it's a good game. All in all, we could have scored more, but it's kind of dull. Yeah, more goals.
Yeah, you guys been scoring for fun, so 2-0 is still
against Newcastle. That's huge.
That's a very good result. You can win 2-0 away from home every other week or every weekend.
Home and away kind of applies right now. It'll probably affect people like starting December 2nd, because I think the London teams can get 2,000 fans, right?
Yeah, as of this, we're the first team in the league in England actually to get fans next week.
Next week.
In our Europa Cup game is the first.
Oh, okay.
It's the first. Yeah, Arsenal will be the first to
starting. I think our own will be the Leeds game, which should be good. We need to yell at them small so they can come. They're running around town.
Let get a pure noise, a dirtiest of it.
Banter, what happened in the Manchester United and West Brom game?
Controversial, man.
Are you impressed with with whatever Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is doing out there, or
man, I ain't never impressed with nothing the foot and do. I ain't never been impressed with them, even when Sir Eddie Ferguson were there. But anyway, the game was a controversial field game. The penalties, the lack of it, and then the award of it, and so there was just a lot going on. But Martial started the game leading the line for United. With what's his name, Fernandez. Sticking behind. I would try to run over the game, but there's something I want us to talk about. So let me just throw it on the table when we get into it. I want us to talk about this whole thing about the goalkeeper. Because for me, that was one of the corners. The goalkeeper was standing on the line, and and the player faking a kick, causing the keeper to move, and then allowing calling, and then the ref calling for a retake. But we're getting to that. So let me just run over the game real quick, and then we can spend time talking about that. But the game itself, performance-wise, there was nothing special from Oli, players. There was nothing special from his team. It was the same old same United. If it wasn't for that penalty, it was just going to be another stalemate for them, and we're just going to come home and probably.
And not to cut you off, didn't they rob West Brom of a penalty too?
They did.
On Conor Gallagher.
Fernandez kicked the guy, and we'll get into that because I wanted to talk about it when we get to that whole penalty, part of it, because I need you guys' input on this, because this is, I will tell you guys what I think. But the game was the game was just the penalties, the controversies surrounding the penalties. And that was just the game. Nothing else was in that game. Martial missed a couple of close chances in the game. The first one was early in the game where he was right there with the goalkeeper and he missed that. And there was another one that the goalkeeper slapped the ball right off of his boots or something. But that was the two biggest chance in that game that if he had put them away, we wouldn't be talking about neither one of those penalties, the one that was disallowed and the ones that was awarded, and the whole retake process of it. But so that's the game in a nutshell. There's nothing much in there. But let's get into the penalty. The one you talked about, Todd. The one that
Bruno kicked his shin.
Yes.
And they waved it off. Even VR waved it off.
Yes, and which was, I was shocked because I thought that was a penalty, because you don't, even in a 50-50 situation, you have to give the benefit to
they've given penalties for less than that in the league this season, and even last season they're giving penalties for less than that. So
exactly, but hey,
it's Manchester United at home now. Come on.
Exactly. But yeah, for me that was a clear penalty because he actually kicked the guy and he didn't have a really clear kick on the ball.
They had to buy a win at home, I guess.
That's probably what
I didn't see
happened.
the game. I mean, just be honest. I didn't see any of that game.
That was the beginning of the controversy right there. Then the second part, when the penalty that they actually awarded them, I didn't think that was a penalty. The defender did not raise his hand. His hand, like the upper part of the hand was closer to his body, and he actually turned. And in that turning process, the ball kind of hit him. And
that rule is still super cloudy though. That handball rule. The way to give it, some people give it, some people don't give it. Sometimes they give it when you're not expecting them to give it. It's still cloudy. So they really gotta fix that. They gotta fix that in the offside rule this offseason. They really gotta review those too.
And nobody seems to understand what is and isn't a handball anymore. Because
they changed it. They changed it this year coming into the thing, which is actually stupid.
They made it worse.
Really stupid.
They made it worse.
The defender's hand can't be in a natural position anymore.
And then it's kind of like you're telling him or being not to behave the way how they are motored. It's kind of like you made a machine and a robot, and that's how the robot is programmed to work. But you're saying that this is like a natural instinct thing. But that was, for me, that was not a penalty. And then when we got to the penalty kick, look, if we're going to make the goalkeeper stand on the line, I think the rule need to change for the kicker as well. Because for me, if you're going to do hotchkotch and kick the ball, or do horse jumping and kick the ball, that's once you start the hotchkotch movement with a kick of your foot, for me, you kicking the ball. Whether your foot didn't touch the ball or not, you're kicking the ball. And I think that you can't punish a goalkeeper for that and make the guy retake. Because what's the difference between the two retake? Because on both occasions, the goalkeeper still jumped off the line.
Well, originally though, the reason they put that rule in, and the English refs are taking it like
taking it like terrible.
They're taking it like really literal. The reason they put that rule in was goalies were not. It wasn't like goalies was moving their foot off the line. Goalies were stepping forward.
They were coming,
like 2 to 3 steps and making the goal a little smaller. So you see that's a disadvantage. But when somebody step and the heel get off the line, and I mean, come on, man.
Yeah.
Like and the heels get off the line, and you do a retake. That's what I'm saying. English refs, they're taking it overboard.
But FIFA needs to intervene in these sort of situations, because if you watch that penalty, the keeper never moved off the line until the guy got closer to the ball and he did that I call it hotchkotch or horse jumping thing that he do. And
It's a
then
little hop that he does a hop before he
yeah,
takes.
right there. So
A,
if
a
you
couple
right,
of them do it.
yeah, for me,
Yeah,
if you do
Georgina
that,
does it too.
Yeah,
if you
he and
do that,
Jorginho are notorious for that.
if you do that, you're kicking. If you jump with your and move your foot forward, you better hit the ball. Don't hesitate it, and then you once you do that from it, that should be considered you already touching the ball.
I don't know if the onus is on the player taking it. It's just like Ty said, the people, the ref in England, the refereeing in England is pretty bad. It comes from several things. The VAR, they made it worse than anywhere else in Europe.
Yeah.
The penalty thing, the red card thing with the violent conduct, with stuff that happened. I didn't touch on that between Pepe and stuff and the defender. Any other country, that stuff they would have let it go because when two people touch here, except it's some violent intent in other countries, they will let it go. But in England, they try to take everything way. There's something with the referee in there. It must be a cultural thing that we don't understand.
They like to be the center of attention too.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah, they
a
like
lot
to
of them,
act.
a lot of them can insert themselves in the middle of the game and let all the attention be on them.
They like to act like they're extra than everybody else. You know how they run their association and stuff like that.
Yeah, Anthony Taylor again. He took that nonsense from the Arsenal game. He took it to the Real Madrid game.
Anthony Taylor's a horrible ref.
Yeah, he took it to the Real Madrid game. He spoiled the people game.
Anthony Taylor, Craig Paulson,
Mike
Dean, those guys. Then they're not good refs. They're not good refs.
This is what again because now you see what you just said because if these refs are going to be maybe once in a while choosing a ref a continental game, and they carry that same behavior there and ruin the game, that's why FIFA or UEFA or somebody need to come in and say no, you have to make the rule clear enough. You look if the guy doesn't interpret the rule well and because of or whatever reason, then okay, make it clear. If you're gonna go kick a penalty, do not fake out. If you fake out, the keeper will move. And when the keeper moves, we're not retaking.
Again, that goes back to the ref. During the 2018 World Cup, no, I don't know, maybe correct me if I'm wrong, either of you, no English referee was choosing for that tournament. None. Zero. So that's just
the reason.
Because Howard Webb had retired. And
that was the best they had, though.
Yeah, they are all their decision making. It's anyway. Let's move on. They're terrible down there. I don't like.
But that was the game, man. That was just the game. Was that whole situation?
What's the next game on the docket?
It's Spurs. Then we'll take a break and do part two. Spurs.
You call Spurs and I'm scared, bro.
Spurs. Spurs at home to Manchester City. Let me just be honest with you. Spurs.
You come out scared again. Watch.
No, I'm not. I'm going. When people play good football, I give them the props. I always do that. I'm not a hater. They are.
Okay, go ahead. Spurs. What's up?
Spurs. Jose got them playing good football. What's the kid named Berwin? They brought the one in the middle.
Yeah.
He and Sissoko. They really protect the. No, not. Hirschberg is the one.
Yeah, Hirschberg protects. Hirschberg protects.
And Sissoko, they stay in front of that defense, they do their job. Berwin, super fast, they're all athletic. And when they attack, they beat City 2-0. I mean,
they make good runs though. And Harry,
when they run in numbers. The transition is in numbers, and they can defend. They don't have no problem defending. They might defend for like 2, 3, 4 minutes.
It's kind of easier defending when you got 10 people behind the ball, though.
Yeah, but not everybody can do that, Ty. I mean,
yeah, but when you got somebody that specializes in it and been coaching it that way for years and drilling into you, true. It comes like second nature. That's Jose's specialty. He would do it every team. I mean, he would go to like big teams and do that. Sometimes to his detriment. Sometimes, most times it work, but sometimes when it don't work, it don't work. Like that.
Usually, it's the second or third season that don't work.
No. Even now, the second season you can play good. The third season, that's when everything goes haywire. But when it works, it
looks to be working for Spurs right now. I mean, they sit back. That Reguilon, Berwin, Hirschberg, even the crazy Avram picking Serge Aurier, who always in discipline. He's playing some of the best football I've ever seen him play.
Yeah, the man playing. He's on that flank there doing his work.
Yeah, Harry Kane is dropping back, and he's supposed to be the 4, but when you see him play, almost like a number 10.
He's facilitating a lot.
Yeah, he's facilitating. And
you got 10 assists, 9 assists?
Yeah, he got 10 assists. what's the Son is coming from the left crossing. I mean, they are very cohesive and organized unit. Whereas I don't know what's going on at Manchester City, but the 3-4 players they got Rodri, Torres, and we all keep talking about William flop. Several players have come in the Premier League this season and flop. Torres is one of them. He hasn't done poo-poo.
but Torres is the first time in the Premier League. We haven't been in the Premier League for years.
No, that one I put it down to Arteta. I'm not saying William has done everything right, but his system not working.
Yeah,
his system not working.
William excusing Chelsea the last 3 seasons.
I didn't watch him that much. But
You
last
still- you
season
still
he was
arguing
not.
anything- you still
There's
arguing
no
anything.
there's no reason why from last season to this season he got no productivity at all. I mean,
You didn't have productivity last year that much. He was scoring penalties and stuff.
We all saw William playing.
No, but
free
I don't
kick, everything.
know.
The man movement. Anyway, let me go back to my
movement.
game.
I'm telling you, the dude is a busybody. He makes you think he's playing better than he's playing.
He's been looking clueless as of late, though. I mean,
his performance has dropped, but who performance on Arsenal team?
William stayed in London because William wanted to stay with his restaurant. He didn't want to leave London because he and David Louis opened a restaurant there, and he saw the finesse to get his restaurant.
That one I was against it anyway. But let me go back to my game.
You were against it because you defended it. You were hyping up.
No. I was against
15 goal and assist.
I said they can give him a year or 2 contract. What I was against is the 3 years they gave him for his age. That's totally unacceptable.
Well, it won't matter what the 3 years they're giving you.
I wouldn't have signed him.
Look, let's stay on course. Okay, let's not go back to William and Arsenal. My point was that several people have come in the Premier League this season and failed. Torres is one of them for Man City. William is one. And I don't understand why Falcao not Falcao. What's the guy Manchester United that came from PSG?
Cavani?
Yeah, Cavani he barely starts. They're still playing. What's his name? But he's one of the people. That whole Manchester City team, they're not playing well at all.
Well, why would you mention Cavani though? Cavani hasn't really had any playing time. And the game that he came in off the bench, I thought he did well.
He scored.
Yeah, he did well.
Well, he's barely playing.
But then you can't say he flopped. You got to
he's been one of the flop. I mean, for the kind
of. Oh my goodness!
Is the coach not put him in? The coach is the same thing with Van de Beek. He didn't put Van de Beek in the first couple of games.
He keeps playing Martial, who's not a striker. But I mean, for me,
don't be trying to lump people in with your flop, William. You keep
Cavani has flop.
William blow. It's the Cavani flop. Ferran Torres don't have that much. You don't have that much playing time either. So.
No, he hasn't played as much as he could, and I don't think Martial is a striker. He shouldn't even be. I think he's a left winger. They're trying to force him as a striker, which doesn't.
He's not gonna play over. He's not gonna play over what they call the kid Rashford though. That's what Rashford plays.
Rashford was on the play.
Yeah, Rashford used to play as a center forward at one point, right?
Yeah.
So why don't they move him?
They got him playing on.
Ask your boy Ole. You believe in? Go ask him.
Don't worry. Us. My picking Ole will get it together.
Finish the Spurs game. What do you say?
The Spurs game, I've seen a lot of things from them that's encouraging. I think, at the end of the game, the commentators were talking about,
title winning side.
Title winning side.
With 9 games in the season, we have 9 games to go.
But they seem to be in a season that is very weird without fans, and everybody seems like it can be anybody they wanted to. Besides the first game of the season, which they lost, they seem to be one of the most consistent. And for some reason, Manchester City is just not clicking for them. That first goal, that the center back, I mean, he's running. Just a simple.
Is it a new one?
The new one. Yeah, I think he's Diaz. He's the Diaz.
Yeah, league too fast for him. I mean, Premier League is all action. Maybe a league too fast for him.
Well, maybe. That's true. Maybe he needs some time to adjust. But whatever it is right now, it's not. The too many changes. The Pep style is slow. It takes too much time to build up. They're not getting, and then obviously Kun is not there to finish off. Jesus is good, but he's not the same quality of striker as Kun Aguero. So they're not finishing, and I think maybe they're missing David Silva too. So it seems like they haven't, as
They
bad a season
They
as
look like they ran out of ideas. That's why
yeah.
they're doing similar. They're doing stuff that's similar to when Chelsea was playing Sarri ball with Mauricio Sarri. They would pass, and then pass the ball back, and then pass, and pass the ball. That don't work. That why I saw a quote where somebody said, "Oh, Man City had 80% of possession." And they say, "Yeah, they like it. They like it. They can take the football home with them and sleep with it." Jose got it 3 points going home.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh my
I
goodness.
mean, possession or anything. I mean, come on, man.
Yeah, but that's been a constant theme this season for them. They just gave Pep a new contract last week, just before this game, a 2 years contract, so he's there to 2023. I don't know what's going to happen with them.
They didn't learn from Bayern Munich to let him go and try to find somebody fresh.
He was over there for how long was he over there? 4 years, 3-4 years. He's already been here for that long now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's time, but I don't know why they re-sign him. Like he's not a good buyer of players. That's one thing you got to understand about a coach. A coach who doesn't know how to buy players, over time he gets stagnated. You're just gonna keep spending money buying all kind of players to fill in the gap. Meaning you have to pay big money for established talent that will come in and do what they normally do. But he's not one of the players that gonna identify you. A good talent. So
no, he's not. He's going to go for superstars, and he goes to where the people can afford superstars. He ain't got time, scouting team. He don't need scouting. He just need to go buy the people that are performing. But these people he bought this season, either they need time to adjust or they got it wrong. But time will tell. Anyway, we kind of took a little bit of extra time, but we will come back in the second part. Second part of the show.
Arsenal talking always talk about the time. Yeah.
That's what I mean. I got two Arsenal people.
Man.
All right, we will see you.
These are frustrating times.
On the second part of the show.